Hello everyone and welcome! The League's lore is taking some interesting turns. With the release of Illaoi, we are finally able to talk about the gods of Runeterra. In this video, I will try to explain the lore of Illaoi and the first confirmed god. If you want some theory crafting, stay tuned for the end of this video. So let's get on it. Before we talk about Illaoi's lore, we need to talk about how this religion works and what the god has to do with it. This god is described as a giant serpent head with tentacles coiling all around it in an endless motion. It has many names: the Mother Serpent, the Great Kraken, the Bearded Lady. The true name is Nagakabouros. He is the Serpent Isle's god of life, god of ocean storms, and the god of motion. The literal translation of his name is the unending monster that drives the sea and sky. The religion connected to Nagakabouros has three main rules. Every spirit was born to serve the universe, desire was built into living beings by the universe, and the universe only moves towards its destiny when living creatures chase their desires. The lesser priestesses of this religion are tasked with maintaining temples, calling holy serpents, and teaching people the ways of Nagakabouros. Then there is the Truth Bearer. This position is currently taken by Illaoi. She serves the god directly by unblocking the flow of the universe. She has two sacred responsibilities. The first task of the Truth Bearer is to be the spearhead in the war against undeath. Being undead means that you are outside the flow of the universe. Nagakabouros creates life from death, but if there is no death, he can't create life. Every priestess has the responsibility to protect the living from the harrowing. The Truth Bearer directly engages the most powerful spirits and drives the black mist back. The second task is seeking out individuals of great potential and challenging them to the test of Nagakabouros. Using a holy relic called the Eye of God, Illaoi can rip the subject's spirit from their body and force them to stand against her to prove their worth. If the subject fails, it will be destroyed, but if the subject survives, it will forever be changed, and often it will find the will to pursue its true destiny. Illaoi became the most powerful and respectful Truth Bearer in 100 generations, but she decided to break the traditions and leave the Golden Temple of Bahuru to protect the people of Bilgewater. The previous Truth Bearers ignored Bilgewater, for it was full of pirates, drunks, and worthless citizens. But Illaoi was different, and she chose to protect their lives from the harrowing. Not only that, but she decided to look for the strongest souls in the city. Soon, Illaoi brought the widespread awareness of the Mother Serpent to Bilgewater. Rumors say that Bilgewater's most bloodthirsty and infamous pirate had his heart broken by the Kraken priestess. This was no surprise to anyone, since Illaoi was a strong and rough woman. The scene from her story takes place after Gangplank's ship blew up, but before he replaced his arm. Illaoi was in Bilgewater's temple with two priests, a Hierophant and a Serpent Caller. Truth Bearer, this is why we must retreat to Bahuru. We cannot save the Palangai, the Hierophant said. You've mentioned that before, answered Illaoi. The greatest beasts won't approach Bilgewater, the Serpent Caller said. They stay out in the deep water, away from the stench of slaughter dogs. At best, few half-starved younglings will heed our summons. The citizens of Bilgewater didn't give their time to clean the waters, and so the serpents couldn't aid them. Crap, Illaoi said. She had to find a way to protect the city without serpents. Suddenly, a heavy door slammed open. Gangplank's voice howled, echoing through the stone walls. We pulled him out of the water as you commanded, said the Hierophant. Perhaps it would be better to let his energy return to Nagakabouros? You do not judge souls, answered Illaoi. Of course, the truth bearer. It is for Nagakabouros to judge, he said. Illaoi picked up the Eye of God and placed it on her shoulder. Hierophant, remember my duties, she said as she headed towards Gangplank. We will not be retreating to Buhuru. I will stop the harrowing here. It was so many years since the last time she saw him. She had loved him once. Illaoi stomped down the stairs, thinking about slapping Gangplank in the mouth, but she was unprepared to see him again. She knew he would be injured, but not like this. Gangplank drew his pistol and started aiming all around him to force the monks back away from him. He didn't realize the gun was empty. Where is Illaoi? He bellowed. I'm here, Gangplank, she answered. You look like crap. It was misfortune, had to be, working with those two Illaoi whores. They sank it. I do not care about your worship. You were always telling me to move on, to head back out to sea. I needed a boat. You only need canoe for the sea. This is my town, he screamed. The monks around him froze for a second. Gangplank was foolish enough to say that inside a building thousands years older than the city. It's my town, he roared again. So what are you gonna do about it? Said Illaoi. I need Okao and the other chief's support. They'll listen to you. If you ask them, they'll help me. What are you gonna do about it? Illaoi said, raising her voice. What can I do? He said hopelessly. She took my ship, she took my man, she took my arm. Anything I had left, I used to get it here. Leave us, said Illaoi to everyone around. I could do that, Illaoi said. With a word, the tribes and Okawa's gang would join you. But why should I? Help me, damn it! You owe me! I owe you? I keep up the rituals. I offer the sacrifices. But you clearly did not learn the lesson. Rituals? Sacrifices? You speak of things for weak men and their weak gods. My god demands action, Illaoi said. I suffered for this town. I bled for it. It is mine by right. Illaoi knew exactly what she had to do, but it wasn't an easy choice. Could I send him away? Trust that he still has some sliver of strength or ambition that might see him through? If I send him away, he might live, at least. But that was not the way of Nagakabouros. No second guessing was allowed. Everything is in motion. She lowered the Eye of God. Please, Gangplank begged. Show some kindness at least. I will show you the truth, Illaoi said as she stomp-kicked Gangplank in the face. Her heel crushed his nose as he flew backwards. Behold! Shouted Illaoi. Mist started coming out of the golden relic. Soon it started forming into ghastly tentacles. More and more tentacles started forming around the room until Gangplank was fully surrounded. Face Nagakabouros, she yelled. Prove yourself! The tentacles dived into Gangplank's chest and they pulled out his spirit. Then they started attacking him. In the state he was, Gangplank screamed in agony with every move he made. He dodged every attack he could, but for every attack that missed, more tentacles appeared. Gangplank was slowly reaching his limits, but after everything he went through, this test was not enough to break his will. He ripped himself from the mass of tentacles and he advanced towards his soul, until he was free again. Bloody and exhausted, he finally stood in front of Illaoi. I will be king. You are in motion, Illaoi smiled. After a silent moment of looking each other in the eyes, Gangplank turned and started shambling away. Next time I ask for help, just say no, Gangplank growled. Do something about that arm, Illaoi said. Was nice seeing you, said Gangplank as he left the temple. Stupid old bastard, she grinned. Tell Okao and the chiefs to support Gangplank, Illaoi said to the Hierophant. Help him retake the city. The city's in chaos, many want his head. He won't survive the night. He is still the right man for the job, Illaoi said as she hefted the Eye of God onto her shoulder. We can never be certain if we are doing the right thing, or how things will happen, or when we will die. But the universe gives us our desires and our instincts, so we must trust them. And that's where the story ends. Now let's break down some interesting facts. According to the religion, if a subject passes the test, he will then follow his destiny. The test is supposed to show Nagakabouros if the subject is worthy of its destiny. Because Gangplank passed the test, it is possible that he was destined to reclaim the city. There are more interesting facts hidden in her quotes. For example, when taunting Aatrox, she says,
"We know your true name. We do not fear you."
This means that the Darkins do not have the powers of gods, because Nagakabouros does not fear them. When taunting Rek'Sai, she says,
"Ugly thing, you weren't designed by God. You were made by fools."
This could mean that the Void does not have a god, but instead the Void could be just an anomaly. And finally, when taunting Diana, Elise and Leona, she hints that whatever they are praying to may be gods as well, but it is not confirmed yet. It is interesting that Nagakabouros created every creature with its own purpose. This theoretically means that all the super powerful champions like Nasus, Lysandra or Aatrox were made powerful to fight a great evil. If you think about it, Illaoi may have revealed that there is still a great evil to come. But that's it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and feel free to comment down below and like the video, as every like helps so much. So as always, thank you come again. And here comes an announcement. I now have a PO box, so if you want to send me something, if you want to send me Christmas letter, whatever, the PO box address will be down in the comment section, and it will be on my channel, it will be on my Facebook, it will be everywhere. So if you send me something, don't forget to put down your address, so if I can, I will try to write back to you. So I'm looking forward to read your mail.